I'm Dr. Connie. I'm your host of Mind Your Health podcast. I share my unique perspective both as a practitioner and a patient battling autoimmune condition for over 25 years because I had to figure things out on my own, and my education in my practical approach as a patient allows me to truly integrate it so that you can be whole and the burden of sick care is no longer your own burden to carry. And this is what we help you with in this podcast.
So welcome everybody. This is Total Gut Recovery, Achieve Health That Lasts. So this is about the skills that you need for a diet-free, healthy gut lifestyle. So in this webinar, you will go from overwhelmed and confused to clear and confident about eating and healing your gut for good so that you can get rid of your symptoms and shed unwanted pounds quickly and really be set on your path for the most amazing and healthy life. So my name is Dr. Connie Cheung, and I'm not just the creator of Gut Health Mastery and the EASE method, but also someone who has struggled with gut issues for as long as I can remember. And in the last 3 years, I've experienced my worst nightmare, and that's why I understand what you may be going through. And 3 years ago, my life was literally turned upside down by kidney failure, and there really was no reason or specific cause other than the COVID vaccine. I did, thank goodness, underwent a transplant last year in October. And then I had to face the heartbreak of a failed transplant and then endured the removal of that transplant. And it was the hardest thing I've ever had to go through. But I did learn some hard truths along the way. That gut health isn't just about the gut, that our gut affects our entire body, and many people are shocked by the consequences of poor gut health. Here I'm sharing some pictures with you. To the left, you see me in the hospital, and then me losing all the hair. I had like such full hair and long hair. I've always enjoyed my long hair, and I lost it all. And then you see, after I was admitted and discharged 3 weeks after the hospital stay, me bloated up with so much prednisone. You can see my swollen face. And I felt like I gained 17 pounds in the hospital. And my gut was so messed up, I can't even tell you. And I began to really focus on the important things in my life and looked at everything very differently, especially the way I practice functional medicine. So if you're a busy woman with all sorts of pesky symptoms that you can't and your doctors can't explain, or you may be a health nut, but you can't seem to get your gut under control despite doing everything right, you're drinking green juice and eating healthy and doing all the stuff, or you're sick of yo-yo dieting and want something that will work for good, or whatever else prompted you to sign up for this webinar, I want to let you know that you're in the right place. And I encourage you to stay until the end. I know there's so much noise out there about what's best for your symptoms, but you'll constantly be scratching the surface until you get to the root cause of your issues. And I'm gifting a gut healing recipe book. It's a 90+ page recipe book filled with gut-friendly breakfast, lunch, and dinner. And it includes meals as well as snacks, smoothies, and vegan options. So it's got everything for everyone. And the recipes are tried and tested, and they're delicious. So let's talk a little bit about the importance of essential life skills that I talk about and how it changed my life. I went from fearing food to having complete freedom from food. And I used to believe that there was a diet out there that I just hadn't found and was searching and waiting for it, trying every fad diet out there. And while figuring things out, I realized that I too, as a registered dietitian, was deeply influenced by what everybody else was doing, as well as science and fad diets, which led me to ignore my body completely. I focused more on what was good or bad for me based on what fad diets claimed rather than considering what my body needed. And I just want to really specify and really emphasize that food is not the culprit for your gut issues. It's the stress that affects our gut lining and our tolerance to foods. So demonizing foods only creates more stress. And I learned that eliminating foods that science says to eliminate is futile at best. However, Through experience, I realized that no specific diet is suitable for everyone and is highly personal based on genetics, preferences, culture, upbringing, and conditioning. And the best diet is when you can sense your body's needs. For example, before I eat, I think about what I want and feel how that food will affect me. And sometimes it's a yes, it's a go. And sometimes, even though I know it'll bother me, I mindfully succumb to my cravings and I'm willing to pay the price. But most of the time, I'm good about avoiding the foods that don't agree with me. And this is a skill I had to learn that honors my body and my cravings. So keto may be effective for one person. A vegan diet may be perfect for another. And paleo or macro counting may work for others. And just because it works for them doesn't mean it'll work for you. All those diets are hyper-focused on food, which can create unnecessary stress and frustration. So it's time to learn the skill so you never have to look outside of you to determine what diet is best for you. And food is medicine and a necessity for our survival and ability to thrive. So it's a good thing to learn. So here are some comments from others who've taken my training and my program. Mahaswari said, I conquered my fear of food by eating gluten-free oats this morning with some strawberries, and I haven't taken or eaten oats in a few years. And Julie says that this program is truly amazing. I'm still working with Dr. Connie, and this is truly different using the whole body approach. And Nay9 says, I have been following you since 2019 and learned so much. Thank you for the education you shared to help us get better. And Linda, I love this comment. I'm reaching out in regards to see if I can please continue with the program. This has become a huge part of my life, and I cannot imagine my life without this guidance. I'm willing to pay monthly for another year. I need more time to continue to practice these healthy habits. My life is the best it's ever been, and I'm almost entirely off all my lupus meds, and my doctors and others are amazed with my results. I fear not having Dr. Connie and this program in my life. So that's something I'm just going to kind of say to you, that this program really does work, and what you're about to learn really works, okay? And in my journey through kidney failure and multiple failed surgeries and medical interventions, I came to a stark realization about our healthcare system. While hospitals are often seen as sanctuaries of healing, my experience felt quite different. There were moments where it seemed like each stay in the hospital, each intervention wasn't pulling me out of the depths of illness, but instead pushing me further into a cycle of dependency and deterioration. This is not to discredit the incredible work that medical professionals do every day, but to highlight a critical oversight in our healthcare system, that it is overwhelmingly reactive, not proactive. I'm afraid that just isn't good enough. So hospitals are excellent at managing emergencies, like if you're bleeding out, got into a bad motor accident, you broke a leg, or you're managing an acute condition. Still, the system tends to fall woefully short when it comes to chronic illnesses and long-term health management. The focus is typically on treating symptoms rather than fostering health, leading to more problems than solutions. And it dawned on me during those endless nights in the hospital, surrounded by beeping machines and clinical white walls, that I was getting treated, but not necessarily getting better. I felt more like a prisoner of my own condition than an active participant in my recovery. And this was a realization, this realization was frightening, but also enlightening, because it sparked a fierce desire in me to take control over my health in a way that no hospital or doctor could. And that's when I became obsessed and researched and found countless scientific studies and journals that were starting to connect the dots between our thoughts, our emotions, our nervous system, self-empowerment, mindfulness, energy medicine, mysticism, yoga, and our health, wellness, and longevity. I learned that our bodies are capable of healing and possess the perfect pharmacology specific to them. Biochemical reactions are subject to what we think, feel, and do, and the consequences of our actions also impact our inner pharmacology. And this implies that we don't need external medications. When the conditions are balanced, we can make our own within our bodies. I passionately advocate maintaining and optimizing our health through the EASE method, focusing on gut health, nervous system regulation, body awareness, and our mindset. We equip ourselves with the tools to treat illness, prevent it, and thrive rather than merely survive, with the goal of harmonizing and balancing our own internal states. For those of you who don't know me, I'm Dr. Connie. I have a doctorate in physical therapy, a master's in nutrition, a bachelor's in psychology. I'm a board certified functional medical practitioner and a yoga practitioner at the highest level. I have a functional yoga medicine practice in Suwanee, Georgia, where I also train others to become functional yoga medicine practitioners and provide yoga and wellness services to my clients. And my students say that our functional yoga medicine really changes lives. We have raving reviews to tout. Please look us up, functionalyogamedicine.com. And through everything I've been through, the one thing I did was not be a victim of my circumstance. When you lose everything like I did, you're forced to pick your path. You either live in fear and dependency on the medical system and do exactly what they say to do, or decide to take full responsibility for your health and wellness and find another path. Obviously, I chose the latter, and I'm better off for it today. And I quickly learned that fear is not an option for me. At this phase, I've got too much to live for, and I have 2 boys to raise, and I had to make serious changes in my life. But before we go any further, a couple of things to keep in mind. I want to just say, get out of your own way, you guys. It really is about taking action, even just one action a day. Just focus on taking that baby step today. Have a beginner's mind. And here's what I mean by a story, because I was this person who thought I knew it all. Okay. And this is really profound. So listen up. Once in a bustling city lived a wise tea master known for her extraordinary tea ceremonies and profound wisdom. And one rainy afternoon, a well-educated professor, curious about her reputation, came to learn about the art of tea. As he entered her tranquil tea room, the professor spoke at lengths about all he had studied regarding tea varieties, brewing techniques, and ceremony history. The tea master listened quietly as she prepared the space for their session. When it was time to begin, she invited the professor to sit across from her at a low table. She brought out the delicate porcelain teapot and 2 cups. As she began pouring tea into the professor's cup, she did not stop once it was full. The tea overflowed, spilling across the tabletop. Surprised and a bit embarrassed, the professor exclaimed, "Stop pouring! The cup is already full." And the tea master stopped pouring and looked kindly at the professor and said, "Like this cup," she said softly. "Your mind is so full of your ideas and knowledge that there's no room to learn anything new. To truly understand the essence of the tea ceremony, you must first empty your cup." And the professor was taken aback, realizing his eagerness to display his knowledge had hindered his ability to learn truly. He then nodded, understanding the message. From that moment, he tried to listen more, allowing the tea master's wisdom to fill the newly emptied space in his mind. This encounter transformed his approach to the art of tea and all aspects of learning. The story of the full cup reminds us that to absorb new knowledge and experiences fully, we must first make space by emptying our minds of preconceptions and assumptions. All I ask is that you listen today with a beginner's mind, because there's so much I'm going to share with you. And I promise you, if you can deploy these skills in your life, you're going to get well without ever dieting again. Before we go, we need to really differentiate between what is external input versus internal state, because we often look for a better diet, take more supplements, or something others can recommend, or whatever to do to get healthy. And this belief sets you up for failure. It's what I call external input, which is all things coming from outside of you. Your body constantly sends you messages through symptoms, discomfort, pain, and we've got these sensory receptors all over our body. And that's what it's supposed to do. Your body is brilliant. You may seek out solutions outside rather than learning to listen to your body. You can eliminate all symptoms, though, by learning to regulate your body systems. And that's what I call internal input, which is our state of being. We tend to complicate, follow, and wait for direction and solutions without minding ourselves. And think about a computer these days or smart devices. If you take the time to learn the basic skills, it's much easier to leverage the power of the computer and its capabilities. And suppose you don't take the time to learn. In that case, you'll be limited in your ability to optimize the functions of what you possess, a unique, highly intelligent machine that science can't come close to understanding, the functions of the human body, which you possess. So skill number 1 is all about enteric nervous system. In Eastern philosophy, the gut is the first thing they address. The medical word for the gut is the enteric nervous system, considered the second brain. And after being diagnosed with lupus as a young woman, seeing the limits of my then rheumatologist who told me that I'd lived my life on medications, and my father took me then to see a Chinese medical doctor who told me that I needed to eat more meat and red meat specifically for my body type and practice deep belly breathing every morning as my temperament can get very anxious. I was vegan at the time, so this was a big deal. And at the same time, I was a doctorate student with a master's in nutrition, and I thought I knew some things. And despite my theoretical understanding of the human body, I chose to listen because the medical system didn't have it. And frankly, changing my diet and following his recommendation to include meat actually helped me to eliminate all symptoms, and blood work proved it. And shortly after, happily married and had a first child as well. So since then, I've tried various restrictive diets from autoimmune paleo to vegetarian to keto, which didn't fix my gut issue entirely. And today I read about extreme carnivore diets where they recommend eating only meat, as the claim is that vegetables have toxic compounds that make people sick. And it works for many people. And when a well-respected person says this, you tend to listen. And I listened, but it just doesn't make sense, right? On the other hand, the vegan diet is proving to have amazing results for many people, which prohibits animal products. So it's a complete contradiction. What's interesting is that this diet works well for some people, while it doesn't for others. So I stopped following the trends and began to rely on my skills to determine what was right for me. And this is what I teach my clients to do. If you can eat the nourishing foods your body needs, manage stress like regulate your nervous system, and move your body and practice mindfulness, your body systems will be balanced. And when your body is balanced, your body knows how to heal and thrive. But when our internal state is not balanced, we may frantically seek a diet or supplement that claims to help us to feel better, but nothing sticks unless we bring awareness to our systems. So let's talk a little bit about serotonin in the gut, because to understand how important our gut is, you need to know that 90 to 95% of the body's serotonin, which is a key brain chemical in mood regulation, is produced in the gut, which means that your mood is also not regulated. And if you're constantly anxious, angry, nervous, depressed, and feel like you have no control over your feelings, which tends to lead to poor food choices. I mean, think of the times when you ate something and you have terrible regrets and you don't even know why you picked that food. And the very feeling you tried to avoid is what led you to cope with food, often without awareness. And then there's another concept of the gut-brain axis. Fascinating. And the gut and the brain are connected through the gut-brain connection, a complex communication network that includes the nerves, hormones, and the immune system, which means that there's a two-way communication between the gut and the brain. And the two are talking to each other constantly. And this is why you've got to listen to your gut. And the impact on mood and behavior is that the production of serotonin in the gut can influence mood and behavior. And melatonin depends on serotonin. We all know that melatonin is what helps us to sleep. And if we don't have enough melatonin, we don't sleep well, which affects our health. So it's not enough to take melatonin. You must fix the root cause. And you can now begin to see how there's a domino effect. It's no wonder many of my patients have trouble sleeping. And another thing you need to think about when you think about gut health is the link between gut microbiota and brain chemicals, also known as neurotransmitters. The gut microbiota, a living community of microorganisms in the intestines, can also influence the production and regulation of brain chemicals, including serotonin. Microorganisms are hypersensitive to stress and can affect the balance of good and harmful organisms. And when this balance is out of balance, you can get gas, bloating, and digestive problems. And this is not my opinion. It's evidence-based. And these review articles here discuss the gut microbiota's impact on brain function, behavior, including the role of gut-derived brain chemicals, neurotransmitters. Knowing what to eat and why is crucial for maintaining a healthy gut and is foundational to your overall health. And the diet is highly individualized, and one should not follow any diet. One should learn which foods agree with oneself to avoid unnecessary inflammation in the body. And which leads me to inflammation in the gut and in the body can impact gut health over the long term, even if the initial inflammatory response doesn't start in the gut. This is because inflammation is systemic and there is close communication between the gut and other body systems, especially the immune system and the brain. And gut dysfunction is not, I repeat, not caused by foods. However, when you have gut dysfunction, many foods can cause problems. So what causes inflammation of the gut? Well, it's the inner gut wall compromise. Second is altered gut motility. Third is microbiome imbalance, an immune system overactivation, nutrient absorption issues, and gastrointestinal disease. So let's go into inner wall, gut wall compromise. So inflammation can damage the gut lining, leading to gaps in the protective inner layer of our gut, like open wounds called the leaky gut. This means toxins, microbes, and undigested food particles pass through the intestinal walls into the bloodstream, causing systemic inflammation and triggering immune responses. Think of an open wound on the skin and how infected it can get unless you put Neosporin and a Band-Aid to help it heal. Second is altered gut motility. Inflammatory processes can interfere with peristalsis, which is essentially the gut contraction, leading to gut issues like diarrhea or constipation. And this disruption in gut motility can also affect the digestion and absorption of nutrients. Number 3 is microbiome imbalance. If inflammation persists, it can alter the balance of bacteria in the gut microbiome. And harmful bacteria thrive under these conditions, while good bacteria struggle, leading to dysbiosis. And this shift can further worsen inflammation and lead to gut irritation. Number 4 is immune system overactivation. This is probably the cause of my autoimmunity. Gut inflammation can lead to overactive immune response. The gut plays a crucial role in the immune system, housing approximately 70 to 80% of the body's immune cells, you guys, which might not only target harmful pathogens, but also attack healthy tissue, as seen in autoimmune diseases and like Crohn's disease. Nutrient absorption issues is number 5. Inflammation can damage the cell lining of the intestine, which is responsible for nutrient absorption. This damage can lead to deficiencies in essential nutrients, vitamins, and minerals, affecting overall health. Number 6 is it leads to gastrointestinal diseases. Persisting inflammation is a critical factor in developing chronic gastrointestinal diseases, such as irritable bowel disease or irritable bowel syndrome and colorectal cancer. So as you can see, the foods are not the cause, and many try to fix it with food. And this is why it's essential to learn how inflammation feels in the body, like fatigue, brain fog, gas, bloat, indigestion, constipation, and diarrhea, so that you can learn to adjust not only the foods, but your lifestyle, as we will further learn according to your body's needs. And when the inner skin of the gut is compromised, more foods will be irritating, so it is essential to learn which foods cause discomfort rather than blindly eliminating foods that someone told you not to eat, because it's different for everyone. And avoiding those foods at all costs is very stressful to your gut, so it's a broken strategy. The goal is to learn which foods you agree with and avoid them confidently, and eventually add them back to your diet when the gut's inner skin wound heals. Skill number 2 is autonomic nervous system. The second skill is learning to regulate your autonomic nervous system, which controls your body's physical functions. The autonomic nervous system, ANS, is part of the nervous system that controls many of the body's autonomic functions like heartbeat, digestion, and breathing. It has 2 main parts. Sympathetic nervous system, often called the fight or flight system. It prepares the body for action. It speeds up the heart rate, increases the breathing rate, and releases energy stores, which are helpful for quick responses in stressful situations. And the problem is that most people today are stuck here, creating imbalances in the body and the systems. The other part of the ANS is parasympathetic nervous system. The rest and digest system helps the body calm down after stress. It slows the heart rate, decreases breathing rate, and stimulates digesting and conserving energy. So balance is key. Balance is essential for good health. If the symptom can lead to chronic stress, which can harm the body over time, contributing to high blood pressure, heart disease, and poor gut and immune function. On the other hand, a well-regulated parasympathetic system can help maintain calm and restore the body, promoting healing and overall well-being. And this balance ensures that the body can respond appropriately to stress and recover and maintain health in the long term. And this is something you have the ability to control. So I want you to imagine your body and mind as a sophisticated home with a thermostat that controls the internal environment of this home. This thermostat is your autonomic nervous system, and it's responsible for maintaining a comfortable and balanced state within you, just like a thermostat keeps a room at a desired temperature. Now think of an external help like medication, a doctor, or quick fix diets as a handyman who comes in to adjust your thermostat whenever needed, which is inefficient. While this might provide a temporary fix, it doesn't teach you how to operate the thermostat as the weather changes outside. And once the handyman leaves, you wait and depend on an outside help to maintain your comfort. In contrast, empowered healing is like learning to use the thermostat yourself. You understand how your internal systems work and can adjust according to your preferences and needs. This way, you're in control of your well-being and can maintain a balanced state from the inside out without relying on external fixes. So medications and quick fix diets are like handyman. They may temporarily solve the problem, but whenever you need the thermostat adjusted, you need to call the handyman, which is disempowering. The handyman might come and break the thermostat or not get your temperature right, and you're stuck. And the key message is that true healing and balance come from understanding and regulating your internal state, much like mastering the control of the thermostat, rather than depending on somebody else to do it for you. Because when the thermostat in your home is working correctly, it senses when the temperature is too hot or too cold and adjusts accordingly to bring it back to your desired comfort level, not your handyman's. Similarly, your nervous system constantly monitors and adapts to changes in your internal and external input or external environment. For example, it responds to stress by activating the fight or flight response to prepare your body to face or escape the first perceived threat. Now imagine if you had no control over your home's thermostat and had to rely on a technician every time you want to adjust it, right? That would be terrible. And this would be inconvenient, ineffective, inefficient, as a technician might not be able to be there immediately, and you would have to endure the discomfort until they arrived, which is what happens between doctor's visits, right? Yet most rely solely on doctors to manage their body's responses to stress and other challenges, because stress ultimately is what creates all the inflammation in the body. It's the trigger for everything. And while medical professionals play a crucial role in diagnosing and treating health conditions after the fact, they cannot always be with you to regulate your own nervous system. They're not living your life, and often they don't even know who you are, what you deal with day in and day out, which fluctuates significantly with life stress. And you must learn to minimize its effect on your body, especially your gut. And learning to self-regulate our nervous system is like having the ability to adjust your thermostat. It empowers you to respond more effectively to stress, By learning simple skills like deep breathing, meditation, or mindfulness, you can calm your fight or flight response and activate the relaxation response, helping to reduce stress and anxiety. It improves your physical health. Self-regulation can help lower blood pressure, reduce the risk of heart disease, and improve digestion, as chronic stress can negatively impact these areas. This is an essential skill you need to master for optimal gut recovery, and it's super easy to do. The third skill is movement and posture, somatic nervous system. Our dynamic body is designed to move. It helps with weight control, metabolism boosting, digestion, cardiovascular, hormonal, and neurological health. Although it's essential to move, we're not taught the fundamentals of posture and alignment to optimize the life of our joints, let alone today in our modern world, most of you are sitting all day unaware of your posture. Knowing how to move and maintain good posture prevents injuries and promotes physical well-being. Why? Think of your body as a garden hose. When the hose is straight and properly aligned, water flows smoothly and efficiently, nourishing the garden. But if the hose is kinked or twisted, the water flow is restricted and the garden doesn't get the hydration it needs to give it optimal health and life. That's like you and your poor posture. Because similarly, when your posture is aligned and your movements are balanced, your internal state, including your gut, can function optimally. And this proper alignment ensures that your digestive system can efficiently process and absorb nutrients, aiding gut health and weight loss, like well-flowing garden hose, which ensures a thriving garden, good posture and movement, ensure a healthy, well-functioning body. The somatic nervous system is a part of the nervous system that helps control your body's movements and the information you get from your senses, like touch and pain. This means that it manages the voluntary movements of your muscles. So when you want to scratch your nose, go for a walk, or play the piano, the somatic nervous system makes that happen. And proper posture, alignment, and movements are essential for your body and gut health. Sitting up straight, standing properly, and moving correctly helps your organs function better. For example, good posture can improve digestion and help prevent stomach gut discomfort. It gives your intestines enough space and the ability to contract. Remember, it's a muscle to move food efficiently and reduce the strain on your body, and promotes better blood flow. This can lead to improved nutrient absorption and less bloating and discomfort. So keeping your body well aligned helps everything work better, including digestive system. And this in turn helps boost your metabolism and help you lose unwanted weight, as well as get rid of all your symptoms. We're not taught to mind our bodies. We're so busy in our modern world that the body is often neglected until the symptoms get out of hand. This is what I see over and over at my center where I provide yoga services. We're forced to pay attention at this point, which is why most of you are here. Think of the one home, okay? Think of your one home as the body you have. Yet we think most of the time and don't know how to mind our bodies. And this is an important skill that is essential for achieving lasting health and worth mastering. The fourth and the last skill is empowered psychology. I want you to imagine your mind as a garden. Positive thoughts and empowered psychology are like sunlight and water, nurturing the growth of beautiful flowers and healthy plants. And these positive elements create a vibrant, flourishing garden of color and life. Conversely, negative thoughts are like weeds and pests. If you left unchecked, they can overrun your garden, choking out the healthy plants and turning a once beautiful space into a barren and uninviting space or uninviting place. As humans, we think over 60,000 thoughts a day. That's a lot of thoughts. And guess what, you guys? Over 90% of those thoughts are habitual, which means that we think the same thoughts day in and day out. So you woke up with a certain feeling of drudgery. You're thinking the same thing, waking up that way every day, not knowing why, because it's subconscious. Over 80% of those thoughts are negative, affecting how you choose your foods and whether you want to go to that yoga class or not. And we all know when thinking is negative, when we're thinking negative, we don't typically make the wisest choices. And as I shared, I've had some close calls with death. And it stumped my doctors because they still aren't 100% sure to this day why their interventions, tried and tested, failed me. They called me an outlier, and I don't know what that means. It just scares me. I know I need to do what I need to do, and I can't rely on them to figure it out. Because what I can tell you is that I have some codependent relationships that tend to trigger me emotionally and can send me into an immune breakdown, where about 5 years ago, I had to be hospitalized after a simple argument with my mom that led to an anxiety attack for several weeks. I didn't recognize the profound trauma I've internalized for over 50 years, right? Which triggered deep emotions. And it felt to me like it was out of my control. It was emotional wounds that were hurting from the inside. I felt like my body goes into this shock. And I remember being so sick to where my doctors told my family to get my affairs in order. You guys, my white count was so zapped out that they thought I had leukemia or aplastic anemia. This was a pivotal experience that completely changed the way I practice, again, functional medicine and everything that I do. I realized that so many of us have yet to learn to feel, filter our thoughts, or understand the power of our subconscious mind, which controls approximately 95% of our thoughts, actions, and behaviors. And this means that we don't know what we do every day that is causing the symptoms in our bodies. And this suggests that most of our daily activities and decisions are influenced by subconscious processes, which operate below our conscious awareness. The subconscious mind is responsible for automatic functions such as breathing, heart rate, digestion, ingrained habits, emotional responses, and learned behaviors. It stores memories, past experiences, and beliefs that shape our perceptions and reactions. We must pull them to the surface to allow and surrender so that we can then release it from the body. And that's a skill we must master, because I see so many patients struggling with this. And it's a skill to have mental and emotional maturity and resilience to stay steadfast amid life's challenges. So this is the research articles that prove the role of unconscious cognitive processes in perception, because I want you to see I'm not just speaking from opinions, but this is all research based, okay? Our cognitive process in perception, memory, and behavior, this is all linked, okay? And the EASE method is designed to harness the compound effect of small, consistent health practices to transform your entire life. And focusing on incremental improvements across various aspects of your health helps your body to do what it does best: heal itself. Here's how each component of the EASE method contributes to this powerful synergistic effect. So recapping the first thing, enteric nervous system. By focusing on gut health first, we ensure that your body's primary source of nourishment supports all other body's functions. A healthy gut boosts your metabolism and improves digestion, which is fundamental to absorbing nutrients and eliminating wastes efficiently. And to think a diet would do that is so short-sighted, I don't even know what to say. It is less about stressing over the foods and more about the state of your being when eating and choosing the foods. And mindful eating is a skill you must learn to better understand the signals of your body that are constantly trying to communicate with you. Yet you take the symptoms to the doctor so they can figure it out. Like the thermostat analogy I shared, that's a broken strategy. This sets a strong foundation for overall health, initiating the compound effect where good gut health starts to improve all other systems. Next, by regulating the nervous system, we reduce stress-induced cortisol levels, which can lead to inflammation throughout the body. Effectively managing stress prevents gastrointestinal issues and stabilizes the body's response to external pressures. And this regulation helps to maintain an environment conducive to healing and creating robust health. Third is to focus on enhancing posture, alignment, and movement with physical body. Proper somatic practices increase physical efficiency and vitality, reducing stress and strain. This in turn increases systemic inflammation and supports stronger immunity and digestion. And this optimized physical state supports the gut and nervous systems, enhancing the body's natural healing process. Finally, mastering your mental and emotional health eliminates negative thought patterns that can negatively affect your physiological health. A positive mindset boosts immune function and enhances your body's healing capabilities, and confidence and a healthy mind lead to a better diet, exercise, and lifestyle decisions, further promoting physical health. Throughout the EASE method, these elements combine and amplify one another. And yet, if you see programs out there, it usually focuses on one specific component of the EASE. And this isn't about the isolated health boosts. It's about creating a sustainable, self-reinforcing cycle where good health in one area naturally improves others. The result is a holistic enhancement of your well-being. Your body, mind, and soul are healed and invigorated to last a lifetime. We teach you this in detail in our signature Gut Health Mastery program. This approach embodies the true essence of the compound effect, incremental actions leading to exponential results. And each skill of each method, you're not just improving one aspect of your health, but elevating your entire being, paving the way for a healthier, more vibrant, confident, and happy future. Listen, I've had to learn painfully to navigate my emotions and get to know myself, triggers, learning to be proactive versus reactive, and allowing the negative feelings to be felt fully without suppressing them to enable them to be released from my body. Also, when working with my clients, 100% of the time, all my autoimmune and gut patients were struggling with their marriage, children, family, coworkers, which was perpetuating their stress with no way to cope other than feeling stuck and feeling the feels of frustration, anger, resentment, guilt, and shame over and over again. Not to mention, we all have big T's, big traumas, and small T's, small traumas, which also affect us, and it paves the way for our future. So we're stuck in this trauma, the trauma effect in our body. And this is why emotional and mental maturity allows you to be aware, get clear, set loving boundaries without judgment, and cultivate lasting, productive, and caring relationships. It's all part of the healing method. The EASE method empowers you to take charge of your mental well-being, fostering resilience and self-confidence. The EASE method is an essential life skill. The EASE method integrates these essential life skills into a holistic approach to health and wellness that can easily be a way of life to optimize your gut health. And mastering the EASE method can empower you to engineer your wellness to your preference without dieting, reduce dependence on external inputs, and lead more fulfilling lives. Really, the future of healthcare is you. I've had some dark moments during my kidney crisis for the last 3 years. Loss of hair, increased weight gain, bloat, constipation, severe weakness, pain, and severe fatigue. I had to really rebuild my body again, and which forced me to quit working for a bit. And doctors had no answer, which was even more scary. And sometimes I didn't want to wake up in the morning, and the doctors didn't have answers even after the toxic intervention. So I'm left with this toxic intervention that has to now be metabolized. So I had to do something about it. The scariest part was that despite having the best medical team and loving family and friends, I often felt incredibly alone. And I don't want you to experience what I experienced, because it was the hardest thing I've ever learned and experienced. And that health is everything, that nothing matters without it. And that's why I'm passionate about helping as many of you as possible to learn the necessary skills to eliminate the need for medical system. So I want you to reimagine you're learning to ride a bicycle. You can read all the books about biking in the world, and these books might teach you about the different types of mechanics of pedaling and how to balance, or even the physics behind it. This is your theoretical knowledge. It's valuable and gives you a great foundation, but no matter how much you read, those pages won't help you to balance on two wheels. And now think about the first time you sit on a bike. You might remember what you've read about balancing and pedaling, but it's a new world as soon as you start moving, right? You might wobble or even fall a few times, but with each attempt, you learn something new that no book could have fully prepared you for. This is your experience, and this has been my experience. Like biking, theory can provide you in prepare you in many aspects of life and work, but the act of doing, putting the work, and sometimes stumbling truly teaches you and helps you to grow. The experiences turns abstract ideas into fundamental practical skills. So while theoretical knowledge is like reading the biking manual, the experience is getting on the bike and feeling the wind as you pedal forward. When you can apply the knowledge that I'm teaching you, you learn that you're powerful beyond measure and gain confidence in being you. This is a wake-up call to do that. So here brings me to let you know that our Gut Health Mastery Program is open for enrollment. It will help you to integrate ancient wisdom with modern science to provide total gut recovery to achieve lasting gut health and overall health. Here's what you can expect from our Gut Health Mastery Program. Ancient roots. The idea that a vital force or energy governs life is ancient and spans many cultures. In India, this concept is integral to Ayurveda and yoga, which date back over 5,000 years. Like traditional Chinese medicine, Ayurveda views health as a balance of body, mind, and spirit, which energy, prana, flowing through channels called nadis. I know so much scientific information and knowledge and theoretical knowledge, but there's so much we don't know about the human body. Imagine the human body as a grand orchestra, each organ and system representing a different section of the musicians. The heart and circulatory system could be likened to the brass section, and powerful vital, driving the rhythm and pace. And the brain and the nervous system might be the conductors, directing the entire ensemble, processing the music's complexity, and making real-time decisions to ensure harmony and balance. And like a musician, each cell plays its part, following both the written score, which is your genetic code, and the subtle cues of the conductor, which is your nervous system and the hormonal signals. And despite the conductor's ability to understand and direct each section's role, a live orchestra performance, full beauty and synchronicity, can be genuinely appreciated, but only partially replicated or fully predicted in its impact on the audience, our subconscious or our conscious experience. Science has mapped many scores and understands much of the conductor's technique. Yet, the live performance, the dynamic, ever-changing symphony of life within each person holds nuances and a depth of interaction that often eludes the most detailed scientific evidence. The integration of body systems and their collective performance's miraculous, almost magical nature transcends the sum of its parts. I just want to quickly add that I included the chakra system as a concept from ancient Indian philosophy that describes 7 major energy centers within the human body, because each corresponding specific physical, emotional, and spiritual states are depicted in each of the chakras. And the idea is rooted in the belief that life energy, or prana, which is meridian in Chinese medicine, through these centers and their alignment and balance affect overall health. And each of the 7 chakras correspond to a different glandular system of the endocrine system. And each gland produces respective hormones that need to synergistically work together to cultivate that symphony and optimal health. We go deep into each chakra within the gut to do the deep dive work into getting to know yourself and your body. So let's just review what is covered in our Gut Health Mastery course or the program. It includes skill number 1, how to eat for enteric health. It's going to include done-for-you meal plans, intuitive eating guide, eating to nourish your body. You're going to know how to ditch the diets completely. We're going to teach you essential pantry staples in the kitchen, how to read the food labels, how to cook easy meals, change your relationship with food and body, nourish and not punish your body. Skill number 2, how to regulate the internal state of autonomic health. You're going to learn how to balance the sympathetic and parasympathetic nervous system through using tools like breath work, yoga, journaling, using silence, emotional freedom technique, all scientifically researched to help to regulate the internal state of your being. Skill number 3 is how to move with optimal posture. You're going to learn how to activate postural muscles. You're going to learn posture alignment 101. You're going to learn intro to yoga. You're going to learn all your aches and pains, yoga for gut health, yoga to balance all chakras, yoga for weight loss, and yoga for toning and strengthening. Skill number 4, how to shift thoughts, negative to positive, through breath work. You're going to learn emotional maturity. You're going to learn how to use emotional guidance scale. You're going to learn how to journal to get the emotions out of you. You're going to learn to use emotional ladder and how to neutralize the emotions. Listen, I'm not sure why exactly you showed up today. And maybe you're confused and frustrated with all the things for gut health. I certainly was for a long time, even with my knowledge. Or you liked everything you heard about this webinar and wanted to see if it worked for you. Or you just wanted to hear what I had to say. So I just want to say that gut health mastery is the real deal. And it can transform your health and life. I've revived it after my terrible experience with a newfound ferocity for life and newfound passion to help you. And if you're still on this call up to this point, you have what it takes to be completely independent of all diets and things out there. And this is something you can get started with right now. And please remember, nothing I've shared with you today is theory or fluff that might work. This is precisely what I've done for total gut recovery for myself. And I've helped hundreds of students to heal their gut. And it doesn't matter if you've tried everything or have tried anything, have too many symptoms or have underlying conditions. It's all about baby steps and taking action. Listen, I had my kidney transplant October 27th of 2023. Yeah, that's less than 6 months ago. Okay. And then I had my kidney removal in March, middle of March. It's now May. It's only barely 2 months after my belly, the incision, the incision site is fully healed. My tummy is flat. I have no digestive issues. And if I can do it, you can do it. And the time is now. And some of the big benefits of gut health mastery is that you're going to learn to eat the foods your body needs while enjoying them for life without confusion and frustration. You're going to learn to regulate your own nervous system for inner peace and never be frazzled or stressed again. And you're going to learn to move your body with proper posture and alignment for your body and learn to shift your thoughts from negative to positive to cultivate awareness so you can be happy and at peace and everything works together to benefit your gut. And if there's one thing to take away, I just want you to know I've cracked the code and figured out what you need to fix your gut for good. It has changed my perspective on my health, and I have all the confidence and the health and perspective of my students. It's a replicable skill you can learn and apply, and you can turn your health around and transform yourself into a healthy goddess. So the obvious question is, how amazing would it be to wake up every day with no gut discomfort and symptoms? Because you have a choice. You can try applying the skills you learned today on your own, or you can do it quickly using my gut health mastery. So what exactly is gut health mastery? It's my complete step-by-step gut restoration program. And I can say that this is going to help anybody with any kind of condition, designed to take you by the hand to total gut recovery. No frustration, no confusion. It's the quickest and the most effective way to get from struggling to unhappy gut to a happy gut. Sorry. So imagine all symptoms are no bloat, gas, constipation, or weight gain. You have complete freedom from diets, enjoying all the foods you've eliminated without consequences. You have the clarity and confidence to maintain your health for the rest of your life without depending on anything or anyone. All you have to do is follow the steps. Here's what I'll teach you to master. Okay. Skill number 1, how to eat for enteric health. It's going to include done for you meal plan, intuitive eating guide, eating to nourish your body, how to ditch the diets completely, essential pantry staples, how to read the food labels and change your relationship with your food and your body, and nourish and not punish your body, as well as the chakra work I talked about. We're going to go through 2 chakras each section, okay? Skill number 2, how to regulate your nervous system. You're going to learn how to regulate between sympathetic and parasympathetic nervous system. You're going to learn the powerful tools through breath, yoga, journaling, using silence, and I'll show you what this means. It's powerful, and emotional freedom technique, all scientifically based. Skill number 3 is how to move. I have over 25 years in this aspect as a doctorate in physical therapy in clinical practice. So I want you to know that really the movement is life. And if you don't move and you have poor posture, it really does set you up for failure. You're going to learn how to activate postural muscles. You're going to learn posture alignment 101, because many of you guys are not aware of your body. And you're going to get introduced to yoga. You're going to learn all components and aspects of physical therapy yoga, yoga to balance all your chakras, yoga for weight loss, yoga for toning and strengthening, yoga for everything, somatic, okay? Skill number 4 is you're going to learn how to regulate mental and emotional states through empowered psychology, through breath work, learning emotional maturity, emotional guidance scale, journaling, emotional ladder, and you're going to neutralize emotions. And there's going to be lots of coaching. And I know a lot of blind spots that all of you guys have. So by now you're probably thinking, how much will this cost me? Because you can seek a functional medical doctor to help you with your problems, but there's no guarantee that it will work, and it will cost you thousands. I've been that patient, okay? So I know. And my one-on-one functional medicine visit starts at $4.99 per visit. And I'm not taking any more clients except for select GHM members who need extra one-on-one support and some testing, specialty testing that I can do for them. What will you be paying to master this yourself, which is the only way to get well? Well, how much will this cost you? Not $29.97, not even $19.97. The entire system, that's 16 weeks long, is just $12.97. You're going to get my support every step along the way. And we have a payment option today so that you can get access today for as little as $350. Plus, I've included 4 essential bonuses you'll get when you sign up. It includes done for you meal plan, easy gut healthy recipes, and yoga for gut health, as well as gut health meditation. And then I'm going to give you my 100% satisfaction guarantee. Participate in the full program, do the work, show proof of your work, and if you didn't get results, simply email hello@drconniecheung.com for a full refund. So here's some success stories. Don't take it from me. Here's Ginger, who comes to me from years of functional medicine, taking away all the foods, following all the practices. And Ginger struggled with symptoms most of her life, including food sensitivities, allergies, rashes, and breathing problems. Come to find out, there's been a lot of background stuff, emotional trauma that she's experienced that was the source of this. And learned about the connection between her gut and the brain, and how tapping into this connection eliminated her physical symptoms once and for all. And she's now happier than ever before. And then here's Sarah. Okay, Sarah had been diagnosed with histamine intolerance and was down to eating only 5 foods she would rotate weekly. And previously, she was thriving in a stressful environment. So stress became her normal state. And she found that out during the gut health mastery course together. And because she didn't even know how much stress she was under, but when she started to turn her attention inward, she started to rethink what was happening in her life and started looking for stress in areas she never thought to look before. She slowly started to add in the foods and cautiously is able to eat a lot more foods. And she learned that she needed to love herself more and to take necessary steps to get her health and life back in order. Here's Diane. She had been on a 25-year journey with her autoimmunity, specifically lupus, before she joined Gut Health Mastery. She tried so many diets, followed so many doctors, and did all the things. And her son is a medical doctor. And she went through all the programs and the treatments, but could never achieve long-lasting results when it came to her health. Gut Health Mastery has given Diane hope. Not only is she recovering every day, but she has high hopes for her future, because as an entrepreneur, she was able to focus more on her business. She knows health is, and she didn't want her health to be what keeps her back from her success. Here's Julie. Literally, Julie knew more, or if not more, just as much as I, in functional medicine of all the theoretic. She's read everything about functional medicine and holistic health. Before joining the program, Julie had tried numerous diets, programs, and treatments. Each one would get her a little better, but she'd eventually end up repeating her old patterns and fall out of sorts. And because of the mindset work we include in the program and the coaching, Julie was finally able to see her blind spot, and she was able to transform from the inside out. And she is sticking to the plan. Not only is she transforming, she's started to see all the relationships in her life begin to transform just because she was changing. Here's Leisha. She had a lot of fear and anxiety to a point where when I met her, she couldn't even drive. And it was contributing to her perpetuating her chronic condition. And she had tried many holistic and conventional treatments, but was only getting marginal results. And through Gut Health Mastery, by integrating everything she was previously doing into a comprehensive approach and learning to be who she needed to be to heal, rather than just doing what she was already doing, Leisha was finally able to achieve the healing transformation she was seeking. And then here's Lizette. When I met her, she was a single mom, separated from her husband, who was already met another woman, and she was a single mom raising 3 little ones. And she felt stuck in her illness, and she didn't realize that she was playing the role of a victim. And once she realized that, the program helped her shift her mind so she'd get out of her own way to really heal. Today, she's thriving. And then here's Loretta. She's amazing. She says, I'm feeling the best return imaginable for the time and money I invested in this program. I believed I was worth it, and I'm no longer weak and tired, and I'm a healing ninja. So let's recap. Gut Health Mastery plus bonuses. You're going to master the EASE method. You'll learn to optimize your gut health and know what to eat. You're going to learn to regulate your nervous system so you never are frazzled or anxious. You're going to learn to boost gut health, move your body with the optimal posture and alignment. You're going to overcome your mind and body, and you'll overcome your limiting beliefs. And much more is packed in each module under each section of EASE. Plus bonuses done for you meal plan, gut healthy recipes, gut healing yoga, gut healing guided meditation. You guys, I place everything in a strategic way for you to make the necessary changes and make it super easy for you. So here's the deal. Here's a fast acting bonus if you sign up before today, midnight. It's a comprehensive, personalized meal planning guide for your gut and diet manual for your life, okay? It includes over 100 pages of gold nuggets, principles, and application action items without the fluff that you can follow to create the blueprint for optimal health and healing specifically tailored for you. When I say it's the manual for life, it includes all the skills you'll ever need to reset your body and reclaim your health and life and know exactly what to eat so there's no confusion. So here's what you get. 16 weeks, step-by-step program to master EASE method for gut healing. You're going to get 5 coaching live call sessions with me where I'll be there to rapid fire, take all your questions that you might have and address some of the things and put some of you guys on hot seats because I can coach you beyond belief. You're going to get you're going to learn all about the gut and how to eat for your gut health for life. You're going to learn to regulate your own nervous system. You're going to learn proper posture and movement for gut health. And you're going to master your thoughts and feelings for optimal health in life. Bonus number 1, done for you meal plan. You're going to get healthy recipes, gut healing yoga, gut healing meditation. There's going to be fast acting bonus, 100+ page of personalized meal planning guide. It's a gold Bible for gut health, only available if you sign up by midnight tonight. So now we open it up for Q&A, and I don't know who's here. So I'm going to look at the chat box. I'm going to make sure my phone's on so my team can go ahead and text me if I'm not seeing them. But I have a list of questions we've already gotten, and I just want to go over them with you. So I get a lot of the questions like, I have an autoimmune condition or I have cancer on top of all the things I mentioned. And my doctor says I have to be on medications, and this makes me scared to try anything new. Okay. And I just want to say that, as I mentioned, I have lupus and kidney failure and have personal experience being a patient in the system. Doctors aren't trained to guide you on health and well-being. That's your job. They're experts in treating symptoms with medications and various medical interventions to treat the sick, which keeps you sick. And that's why while you work with the doctor, you must find your voice and do your part to optimize your health, decrease the need for medications, and taper off them entirely, if possible. And a lot of you might be asking, well, I'm vegan. Do you think this will work for me? Well, we have various food practices. We honor them all. You can tailor the program to your vegan eating preferences without a hitch. Some of you might be saying, this sounds interesting, but overwhelming. How much time will it take to apply because I'm super busy? Well, the program sounds like a beast. Maybe because you feel overwhelmed with all the symptoms you're experiencing. I was there, I understand. And you're trying to imagine how you'll add this to your growing list of to-dos. But I want to say that Gut Health Mastery is the antidote to confusion and overwhelm. It's a complete system designed to give you the focus and clarity on your health. It will help you to align your actions so you can see the big picture of where you are going. Also have lifetime access to Gut Health Mastery. It's not the type of program that is done once and you're over. You can repeat this over and over again. So if you can commit to just a few hours a week to lessons, you can begin to feel much better. And as your symptoms improve, come to the coaching sessions, your weight starts to come off, inflammation is down. You'll notice you have so much more energy to do more. Okay. Many of you ask, I don't cook, will this work for me? Well, as you'll quickly learn, the important thing is to know which foods to choose, and you'll learn all about reading labels and things to avoid, okay? All right, so I don't trust myself as I've never done anything like this before. I just want you to take a breath. And that's more the reason to learn. And fresh people like you take on new skills like love on a hand. And don't worry, we got you. Another question is, what can I expect when I enroll in Gut Health Mastery? When you sign up, you'll receive an email with your login details and all the bonuses. You'll gain access on June 3rd. You'll get all the calendar of our coaching calls and time together. And upon your first login, you get instant lifetime access to the course, bonuses, and the members-only Facebook group. And Gut Health Mastery is an online portal. When you join, your purchase includes access to lifetime updates to all the materials. And I'm one of those people that constantly make updates. Okay, so next question is, what is the guarantee refund policy for Gut Health Mastery? Well, we offer a conditional guarantee for the length of the program. We do not offer refunds. All I require is that you've completed the program, attended the coaching calls, or watched the replays and show proof of that, and submitted a debrief of all the sections and modules taught within the program. This is my commitment to you. I want no risk when you decide to enter the community and join. So that's going to be 100% refund if it still didn't work for you. But please see our terms and conditions for details. And I just want to say thank you so much for being here today. And I want you to look at me and know that I'm not supposed to be this healthy. I do practice hard yoga every single day, despite what the doctors tell me. I've gone back to work working more than anybody, and I'm able to do that despite kidney failure and kidney transplant failure, and getting my kidney transplant removal less than 3 months ago and completely healed back to my old self, only because I applied this methodology, and I know this can work for you as well. I just want to say thank you And if we're parting ways, please, please, please remember, health is yours to keep and it's your responsibility. I hope this has been helpful. Keep in touch with me. Follow me on Instagram at Dr. Connie Cheung, and I will see you there. And I guess that's it for right now. Thank you, everyone. Bye for now.
Thank you for listening to the Mind Your Health podcast. If you enjoyed the episode, we would so much love it and appreciate it if you share it with someone who could benefit as well as to subscribe to this podcast on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or anywhere else where podcasts are found. And leave us a review. We would be so grateful, and it helps us to reach more people just like you, so you can become more empowered to enjoy longevity and health. You can follow me on TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube at Dr. Connie Cheung. And of course, you can subscribe to this podcast for a new episode every single week.